If you want to learn how to do a push-up, but you're struggling and looking something like this, but you want your push-ups to look more like this, then don't worry, we're going to learn how to do that together. I'm Jazz, and today we are going to learn how to do a push-up. Push-ups are one of the foundational exercises in calisthenics, so if you're able to master this, you'll be able to advance to much more complex skills. Now, a lot of people think that push-ups are an upper body exercise, but push-ups are a compound movement, which means they target several muscle groups at the same time. Now, I'm still very much a beginner, but there was a time that I couldn't do a single push-up. So believe me when I tell you that consistency and practice is all you need. In this video, we'll be focusing on 3 things: the form you should be having when you're doing your push-ups, regressions you can practice if you can't do a full push-up, and mistakes that people make when they're learning how to do their first push-up. Now, there are so many variations of push-ups like tricep push-ups, archer push-ups, but today we are focusing on the basic push-up, and hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of how to do that. The first step to be able to do a push-up is learning how to do a plank. Start by placing your hands on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Now step your feet back until your body forms a straight line from your head to your heels. Keep your feet about hip width apart. Now engage your core by pulling your belly button slightly towards your spine. Squeeze your glutes and keep your legs straight. Make sure your hips aren't tilted up or sagging too far down. Your body should stay in one straight line. Your gaze should be focused slightly ahead of you. This is going to help your body keep its alignment when you finally go down into a push-up. You can practice holding this plank for about 20 to 30 seconds until you finally get comfortable with it. Once you're comfortable in a plank position, you're going to lower your body slowly down. And make sure you do this with control. Don't rush into it. Bend your elbows and lower your chest slowly to the floor. Keep your elbows at about a 45-degree angle from your body and maintain a straight line. And now it's time to push back up, so press through your palms and straighten your arms, returning back into the plank position. Now, one of the mistakes that I see a lot of beginners make is using wrong hand placements. They either have their arms too far apart or too close together. If my hand placement is really close together, this is actually a variation of a push-up called a diamond push-up, which we don't want to do. We are trying to do a basic push-up. If your arms are too far apart, then you're going to be doing another variation of a push-up called a wide grip push-up. But that's not what we want to do. So make sure your arms are just wider than shoulder width apart, and lead with your chest as you lower down, and then slowly come back up. Now, even if you know the correct form of a push-up, you still may not have enough strength to do a full push-up on your own, and that is perfectly fine. There are regressions that you can do to build up strength and lead to a full push-up, and we're going to look at those now. An example of a regression that you can do is a knee push-up. Now, you can make progress with knee push-ups as long as you're maintaining the same alignment and lowering your chest to the ground, just as you would do in a normal push-up. The only issue that I have with knee push-ups is that the next step is to go into a full push-up, and that's a pretty big jump for a beginner. So instead of jumping into a full push-up, you could try doing incline push-ups. So grab a surface, a stool, a chair, anything higher than you, and lean against it using the same form that you would use for a regular push-up, and try lower yourself down. Another regression that you can do are negatives. So what you're going to do is slow down this part of the push-up when you're coming down and repeat that again. Now what this does is strengthen your muscles in their lengthened position, and if you do this repeatedly, you'll find yourself getting stronger each and every time that you attempt a push-up. So I'm going to show you from a different angle. Make sure your elbows are at a 45-degree angle and tucked in, and make sure your hands are slightly wider than shoulder width apart. An example of a regression that you can do is a wall push-up. Wall push-ups are great for beginners, and all you need to do is find a wall and push through your shoulders using the same form that you would use if you were doing a regular push-up. Once you're feeling okay doing wall push-ups, you can try a different regression, or you can try doing a regular push-up. A common mistake I see is when beginners don't lead with their chest. As you can see here, I am leading my downward movement with my chest. But I see a lot of people trying to touch their hips to the ground, and you're not really supporting your body weight as you should. So try and make sure your body is in a straight line and then lower your chest to the ground. Another thing I've seen people do is tilt their hips upwards without even realizing it, and then they struggle so badly to do a push-up, not even realizing that they're tilting their hips upwards. Relax, keep your hips in a straight line, and slowly lower yourself down. Hand positioning is super important when you're doing a push-up. Your hands should not be too close together or too far apart. They should be just a bit wider than shoulder width apart. So guys, hopefully you've been able to learn how to do a push-up, and if you haven't, you've been able to learn the regressions that you'll need in order to build up the strength to do a push-up. If you want more videos like this, you can check out my calisthenics playlist, or if you're done with your session, you can check out one of my stretching videos to cool down after this practice session. Alright guys, I'm Jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye!